Okay, so water, and especially rainwater, has lots of benefits for dry and arid areas like the Emirate of Ras Al Khaimah. As you can see all around me, everything is flowering and flourishing. The plants have developed new green leaves, young annual plants are coming up, and yeah, there's a large diversity of plants. And then, of course, the groundwater, the reservoirs can fill up during the rainy period. The groundwater levels have gone down rapidly during the drier month, and now, of course, after the rains, they can fill up again and are a reservoir for the upcoming drier seasons. If you now drive around the Emirates, you'll see green carpets all over, even in the dry, arid desert areas where no one would expect anything to actually flower. So the green carpet is then mixed with little flowers, colors white, yellow, pink, green, whatever the heart desires. The flora gets the opportunity to thrive, to develop, also develop for future generations. So new flowers bring new seeds, and then beyond that, it's like a cycle. Beyond that, we have pollinators, which then pollinate plants, insects which need the plants for living, and even smaller mammals and all sorts of animals also thrive from the plants. So yes, water definitely makes life here much easier. Okay, so the flora comprised of fieldwork where over 270 plots were sampled, and throughout all of the Emirates, and the expectation was to find quite a high diversity because of all the different landscape forms and habitats we have here. The UAE as a total has about 600 to 650 known plant species, and of these I found 320 in the Emirate of Ras Al Khaimah, and the number is increasing annually. So that means that within Ras Al Khaimah alone, quite a small emirate, we have 50% of all known flora to the UAE, which is quite remarkable. I was expecting to find more than what the eye sees on a daily basis, and I knew that if you look a bit further you'll find more, but this high number in such an arid environment, no, I definitely did not expect that. I think that's one of the winning points that Ras Al Khaimah has. It's got lots of green, beautiful areas, mountainous areas, and many tourists will come here and will expect to see the deserts. What they won't expect is to see it's so green, and what they won't expect is all the mountains and all the plants on the mountains. So that's definitely something that Ras Al Khaimah can benefit from in terms of tourism. Okay, so the next step in my work is to grow, or to try and grow, as many of the native plant species we can in order to use these for landscaping purposes or even for gardening and design. Lots of these plants are already gradually being used, but our plan is to offer a bigger diversity of plants for landscaping and gardening. The background is, of course, that using native plants in this is much more sustainable than using plants that you import from other countries, which need large amounts of water and additional maintenance and lots of care. Yes, there are a few invasive species known, not only to the Emirate of Ras Al Khaimah, but to the UAE or even to the Arabian Peninsula in general. I believe the one with the highest impact is the tree known as mesquite, Prosopis juliflora. It's very similar to the national tree, the RAK tree. It's from the same plant family, but causes immense problems to the environment, degrading habitats, reducing biodiversity, and many other aspects. Yes, awareness is very important. Lots is being done already. I do think that lots of people are aware of the problem. The biggest issue is that we have so many of these trees right now within the environment already, controlling the further spread. That's where we need to put our focus on. Well, we are working on. We have a nursery, and we are working on extending the nursery. But from a conservation point of view, Yes, of course, growing the native species, but conservation is more in the habitats, in the special areas that we have identified through the survey, to protect these from any changes or disturbances, to keep them as they are, and the plants within them to keep them alive and happy. So we're investing also a lot of time into education and in terms of tourism, developing programs to introduce the plants and the diversity to the visitors. One example is the National Museum of Ras Al Khaimah. We've just started a project with them, putting native plants inside their courtyard, a very beautiful traditional Ras Al Khaimah courtyard, which with signposts documenting the names of the plants and all their uses. So there are lots of medicinal uses known and so forth. So this is a nice way to trigger interest and put these plants into the memory of visitors of all sorts. Well, I definitely advise a visit to Ras Al Khaimah. Whoever has the opportunity, definitely worth a visit when coming to the UAE.